You are listening to a Pleasure Podcast. For more from our Sex Podcast Collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.
We got a question from Amanda. Have you ever masturbated or had sex in front of a mirror? I've come to find it very hot to watch yourself.
Oh, yeah. And if you don't, as a woman, you're missing out.
How about as a man? I fucking love that shit.
Well, no, because like a man, you could see that thing from a mile away.
Oh, interesting.
But women, you can't really see it unless you get it literally in front of a mirror and look down there.
Oh, I don't even think I'm looking at the genitals necessarily when I'm
What are
checking
you
myself.
looking?
The rest of the body looks quite nice.
They're not talking about that.
What do you mean? You think
Masturbating. What are you looking at your stomach?
yeah, I'm looking all over the place.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Why not?
What? You missed the whole damn idea of this.
I wouldn't say.
What?
I'm,
Who's
just-
looking? What are you looking at?
Who
Your
gives a
shoulders?
fuck?
Your
I'm
hair?
looking at my dick. Who cares?
What do you mean? Who cares? That's supposed to be a turn on.
It's not. It's uncomfortable to talk about sex, but sometimes it's important to get uncomfortable. Sex Talk with My Mom is the best mom-son podcast about sex.
It's the only one as well.
My mother is a cougar.
My son is a clown.
In a nutshell, my dad died, so my mother decided to create a YouTube channel all about sex, like all mothers do.
And then my son decides to use my material in his stand-up comedy routines.
And thus, Sex Talk with My Mom was born. Welcome to Sex Talk with My Mom, the podcast brought to you by a mother and son comedy duo. The mother in the group is just this incredible, sex-obsessed, sexually liberated,
That's true.
unafraid cougar mom.
Karen Lee Potter here, checking in. Check.
Okay,
What?
where's my intro?
And coming live with the long hair and moving and very flexible shoulders is Cameron Potter.
That's my fucking intro?
Flexible shoulders.
I introduce you as this, very advanced sexual woman talking about sex with credibility, and you introduce me as a guy with flexible shoulders.
You do have some flexible shoulders.
The fuck are the flexible shoulders?
And you do a nice bit as a mime.
All right. Welcome to Sex Talk with My Mom. I think we're still hyped up from last week's interview with John Gabris, who introduced us like that. And, honestly, I think it makes me want to change our intro up.
What are you going to
altogether.
You're going to get into like the Mark Maron.
I don't know.
What
the fuck?
Fuckers?
Yeah.
By the way,
What?
I did a TikTok video where I used fuck a few too many times, apparently, and some guy said it was a great video other than you used too many curse words.
Oh, you've been called out for cursing. Someone did that. One of my friends did that when they first heard our podcast 5.5 years ago.
They called us out for cursing?
They said, the podcast is great. Why do you have to curse so much?
Because fuck emphasizes every sentence. If you use fuck in every sentence, it always sounds better.
I don't even think we swear that much.
I'm not talking about the podcast. I'm talking about TikTok.
You swear more on TikTok than the podcast?
I did a little video recently about dental hygiene.
Can I talk about hygiene for a second? I'm in searing pain right now.
What? Why?
My balls.
Again with the balls?
What do you mean again?
There's always something going on with your balls.
No, there's not always something going on with my balls.
If it's not your balls, it's something around your balls.
That was, I think during last summer I had a rash around
You had a
there.
rash all around there.
Yeah, but not...
And it turned out that you were using a loofah.
Yeah, okay, so
After you
this is
thought you
not
had some
loofah
sort of
related. This is more of a
illness.
dull sensation inside my balls.
Maybe it's from like not masturbating enough.
Here's the problem. You know what it is? I think I went maybe like what felt like a decade without masturbating, and then I finally did over the past few days one time, and now I think I have I have a hernia or something like that.
Epididymitis.
Epididymitis. I've had that. Inflammation of epididymis.
That's probably what you have.
It could be.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't go like a year without masturbating. It's not healthy.
I think I'm just going to call it all off.
You can't call it off.
Yeah, because when I do masturbate, I feel dull pain. I just prefer not to.
All right, that's your call, but I think it's a bad idea.
You like that? I just take off my shoes and put them up on this thing? On the ottoman over here, getting comfy over here.
Yeah.
Talking about my own masturbation habits with my mother.
We got a dying dog sitting next to us.
Oh, a little Gus. And we have a stack of tarot cards. Please, for God, don't tell me that you're planning to use that.
Maybe we'll do our tarot card reading right now, and it'll give you an idea of what to do about your balls.
I'm not asking the tarot card deck.
Ask the question,
what
does Cam do about his aching balls, and see what they say. You want to pick a card?
Why do you have to choose my question?
All right, you choose your question.
Okay. All right.
I'm listening.
I feel like it's like the birthday secret again. Like
No, you have to say it out loud. Or you're going to just think it out loud? And then
okay,
how
the
am I gonna
question
interpret it?
question is how, for the love of God, will I find a romantic partner during this pandemic?
Okay.
I try to set up dates on fucking whatever the fuck apps I'm on. It's very, very little response rate, by the way. Don't know why. It might have to do with, my pictures looking insane.
It definitely has to do with that. And also probably you didn't wash your hair in the pictures.
Okay, thank you. And then when I do get a response rate, we set up the date and they flake.
I don't like the flaking. That is so rude.
Yeah.
You know what? That's why you should go with an older woman. Otherwise known as a cougar, confident, older, unique, genuine, assertive, amazing woman. You should go with an older woman so that they don't play the games.
I don't give a fuck about the age. At this
Put
point,
down
I'll go
your
up to
age.
80 and I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
What's your age range? Is 60 to 80.
By the way, I'm looking for new apartments around LA.
Yeah?
I always come back to the same fucking one. It's a senior living center.
Well,
You have to be 65 and older to live there.
Mentally, you are.
How do I get in there?
You put down 65. No one's going to check your driver's license.
I was thinking you might be able to help me out.
What?
Yeah, somehow you can finagle your way in there.
And then
you
I'll
say you're
sign,
a few
I'll
years
co-sign the
older.
lease.
Yeah.
I could do that.
But you're not even 65.
So?
So how the fuck are we going to get in there?
They're not going to check my driver's license. I could just see this. I once got you in with another girl saying that you guys were engaged when you weren't.
That is true. You did do that once. My mother is a very ethical person. Okay, let's ask
All
the
right.
fucking tarot cards.
Let's
Okay,
tarot
so
card.
how
Go.
how about this? What does my romantic life look like over the next month?
Well, pick 3 cards.
Why 3? We did one last time and it was enough.
All right, pick one card.
Sorry, Gus. All right, here you go.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That's it.
Oh my God.
Not again.
No. What is this one?
Well, first of all, is it
This
upside
is
down or not?
fucking
Is it upside down or
bullshit.
not? You're
It's
not supposed
right
to hold
side
it.
up.
Put that down there.
God damn it.
Oh, you got the swords. You got again with the swords.
More
and,
swords,
oh,
and
and
this time it
bondage.
was someone bound up and with the fucking eye shades on, or
This
they're
is like
roped up.
This is an S&M card.
That's kind of what my balls feel right now.
Well,
It's-
let me tell you something. This could
please
be a
don't tell
sign
me-
that you're going to be going out with a dominatrix.
Oh Jesus!
That's what this. I interpreted it as.
Well, how do you know that
she's got a
That's a woman.
blindfold?
That's a woman who's roped up. How do you know that?
No,
I'm
that's
not,
a woman.
I'm not with a submissive.
Oh, good
Yeah, you
point.
didn't- by the
you
way-
might be with a submissive.
You know what? This is not too far off because I've gotten so desperate with the apps that I've started going on to alternative lifestyle. Well, I also was approached about a sponsorship opportunity by an alternative lifestyle app called Field, and I started playing around with it. It's quite interesting.
There you go. So this is the answer.
So I might
They're
end up
telling
with a
you on your
submissive.
right. You're on the right track.
Check out the submissives on Field.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to mine.
All right.
You-
That's all you got.
Oh, well, I also got. Let's see. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 swords.
Why are there so many swords always?
And there's puddles underneath the swords, and it looks like they're in the
maybe
back.
she's going to be squirting or something.
She's going to be squirting for sure. She's a squirter, and and you also have like some sort of village in the back. So I feel like this is you need to go to Greece.
Okay.
For some reason, it looks like a Greek village with some water.
I'm going to find a submissive in Greece.
I did see something about Greece, that they have more podcasts in Greece than ever before.
This is a TikTok.
No, this was Patreon, actually.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Moving right along.
So, yeah, I think that it looks to me like this woman here,
That's good.
she's a beautiful woman from what I can see.
She's
actually.
beautiful. She's completely bound up. You can't see her.
Yeah, but she's got nice hair like you.
How do you know it's not me?
This could be you dressed as a woman. Sometimes you like to dress like a woman, so this could be you.
What do you mean sometimes I like to dress like a woman?
Sometimes you go to Burning Man, everything, you're dressed in my clothing. So, yes,
That's fair.
that's considered dressing like a woman.
All right. When I go to festivals, I do have a little more risque costuming.
Right. And,
Okay,
and
so
this
I-
could be you going, I think this is telling you to go to Burning Man and find the woman of your dreams. She
Okay.
will be bound up and she will have 9 swords around her.
Okay, I'll look out for that. All right, I think it's your turn.
All right. So
And I'll just give you a little check, and my balls do feel like steering pains still, FYI.
and then this also has to do with your balls.
Yeah.
You're going to have like you have 8 different times when you might have to have your balls cut off. We got the 8 swords.
Okay.
All right. I am going to ask a question about, let's see. Where will my career end up in the next year?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to just pick something out here. Let's see what this is. And you can interpret what this card means.
Okay.
Oh, Ace of Wands.
What do you mean Ace of Wands?
That's-
It's literally called the Ace of Wands.
Actually, it looks like a dildo here.
That
though.
actually looks really
That
good.
wand looks like testicles and a dick.
That wand is very phallic.
Of course, I
and-
picked that.
And it's someone holding, it's a hand coming out of a cloud over like a magic little mountain area.
And look at all the little leaves that are blossoming.
Honestly, this is a very uplifting card, and
Yeah.
it shows me that you're going to have a wonderful year of work ahead of you. I don't know what the
Oh.
ace. It's like you're like casting a little magic on the world. That's
I
what
think
it feels
this has
like.
to do with our podcast.
I think it does.
I think it has to do with future endeavors for our podcast.
Yep, the animation is now coming to a
Fruition.
We finally have the little reel to take out and pitch. We're very excited about this.
This is a little inside secret for those listening to Sex Talk with My Mom.
How secret can it be if it's literally anyone that wants to listen to it who's
Well,
listening to this podcast right now?
I'm sharing the inside scoop. We are taking it on the road. A dog and pony show is going to go on the road to try to pitch it to networks.
That's correct.
And I think based on this Ace of Wands, it's going to happen.
I agree.
I'm very excited.
I'm very
Glad that
excited as well.
I'm very happy that I picked that card. And with that, I think we should go on with the show.
I think that it does. That has been on my mind a lot recently because the more and more we go down this path, the more and more I realize this is actually a very possible opportunity coming up.
Yeah. I'm
That we
very
will animate
psyched and
our
pumped.
favorite segments of the show.
It's going to be like the Sex Talk with My Mom with The Simpsons.
That's right, and it is concerning.
What's concerning?
It
you?
is very concerning.
You're about
Well,
your balls during this period of time? What?
No. There's risk associated with talking about your sex life so openly to the public. On the podcast,
You're now
it's one
figuring
thing.
that out.
And on the podcast, it's one thing. It's just us hanging out in the room.
What about when the
but when
TikTok
you
videos?
say you put it on fucking Netflix and the whole world has access to watching this shit,
Yeah, so
and it's way more accessible and promoted to people.
I'm very happy to speak.
You don't talk about your sex life at all on this fucking show.
I talk about a lot of my sex life, almost all of it. I don't think there's one story that I had sexually that I haven't spoken about. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I'm just very concerned. It's
Between the two of us, a lot has been shared.
I'm worried that somehow I will hurt someone in the process of just talking about sex.
You're a very kind, empathic person. You will never hurt anybody.
No, that's not true. That some people do have problems with me fucking talking about this shit.
Well, then you don't talk about it.
Well, I was journaling about this the other day.
Oh, no.
This was following us watching the movie called Promising Young Woman.
Wait, without any spoilers, watching a movie with you and your sister and Dee's, it's very funny
Why?
because everybody has these responses during the movie that are loud and obnoxious.
What's going on over there? So Promising Young Woman, for those who don't know, was this big Sundance critically acclaimed film that came out at the beginning of last year, I believe. It features
And we're not going to give anything away, but a lot of comedians are in the show.
ton of comedians. It's
it's not
really well written. It's super smart, and it turns out that it's a horror film that I was not expecting.
Yeah. You don't typically like horror films.
I don't understand why people watch horror films.
I love it.
It fills you with a feeling of dread and anxiety.
No,
why
it doesn't.
would anyone want
It's
to
a
experience
movie,
that?
and
it doesn't. You didn't feel that. You didn't feel those feelings.
I love it. I love that kind of shit. I like.
So you felt the feelings, but you enjoyed the feelings.
Yes.
I feel
I like
the
the
feelings, and I
access.
want to kill myself.
I look over and you're like, your entire face was covered by your hands. I mean, if you could have gone under the couch, you would have.
I can't stand the feeling of. And
It's
all
more
of-
fun watching you quiver than it is watching the movie.
The whole. Can we share anything about the movie? That it's
well,
about.
you could tell the premise of the movie.
The premise is it hits. I'll just say a theme that it has to deal with is that it's about sexual abuse and basically the ripple effect of it.
Sexual abuse, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call it sexual abuse. I would call it more an attack.
Okay, whatever you want to refer to it as.
It's not like an ongoing sexually abused person. It's a one
Sexual assault.
A sexual assault. That's what it is.
Okay.
Actually,
in the ripple
we
effect
just found
of
out there's a
sexual
difference between assault and battery. It's a sexual battery.
Okay. All
It's
right.
a sexual encounter.
In any case, it really sent me tail spinning. 'cause
I saw that.
I watched a fucking movie, and it doesn't just stay with it. It's like the feelings are there, and then they dissipate.
That's what happens.
The feelings are there, and then they stay there for the next like 72 hours, where I turn this fucking movie over in my mind over and over and over again. You don't experience this?
I love discussing it right afterwards, but after that, I don't go through any kind of personal trauma.
You haven't. I've been reliving the whole fucking movie.
No. You know why? Because I watch every violent TV series there is.
I can't stand the violence.
I love the violence. It's one of my qualifications. And it has to
I
be
don't
realistic.
It was so disturbing, the whole movie.
I'm glad they did the movie. It made you really think.
It did.
And I like thinking.
I would have liked if my sister had prepared me for it a little bit more.
Your sister was unfazed, it seemed like.
She was not unfazed, but I think that she did not tell me, hey, this is actually very
disturbing movie? You knew the premise was that there was a scene at the beginning that was very disturbing. You knew the premise. It's in the synopsis. It's in the trailer.
I didn't think that it was going to be a whole fucking horror film.
Okay. I know. I mean, it wasn't really a horror film. It was kind of like it had a thriller genre.
Oh, can't stand it. Anyway, the other people's responses.
What is that you're holding? You have like a novel there. What is that?
This is my journal.
Your journal with microscopic little printing?
You don't read this journal.
I don't want to see your
If
journal.
I die, you burn it.
I told you the same thing with mine.
No, you told me that with a specific tape in your safe that I have to fucking...
my sex tape.
Yes.
Well, I don't think it's
I
going to
don't want to fucking hear about it
Let
again.
me say something about the sex tape. The sex tape is that you have to play in a certain video machine, which nobody has anymore. So I don't know. It's kind of a worthless sex tape.
I don't want to know about it anymore. I will be burning and crushing. If in fact, I would do it now if I could.
No, I don't know. I want to keep it for posterity.
Okay, well, this journal is basically a therapist for me, so don't read it unless you want to experience post-death trauma.
Post-death trauma.
But anyway, one of the lines that I wrote in here after watching the movie and then subsequently deleting all of my social media accounts.
Yeah, what was that? All of a sudden, you tell me I just deleted my Facebook account.
It was a minor detail in the movie, but I felt like it could somehow give me control over my life.
So you just deleted your Facebook account
And Twitter.
I
made it everything private. Yeah, I haven't figured out what to do with Instagram still.
I can't even post on Facebook anymore because they're still angry that in 2015 I posted 5 ways to have great sex. So I can no longer
have to worry about it.
I can't share a picture. I can't say
Why don't
happy
you just
birthday.
deactivate the fucking account?
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I did.
And then reactivate it?
Just no activation. Just don't have a Facebook.
Because then I lost all the videos and pictures forever.
You can download them all.
Oh my God, this is all complicated shit.
Okay, so this is what I wrote down. Is there in my journal that you're supposed to burn? Is there a way to talk about sex without hurting people? That's kind of what we're exploring on this show, right?
Why would we be hurting anybody?
Because sometimes if you have an encounter with someone, even if it's a wonderful encounter, and you share about it on publicly, people can it can cheapen the experience for the person, which we found in these very few instances that this has ever happened.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, the people come to you and say, "I'm waiting for you to bring me on the podcast so we can talk about it with your mom."
Right. So in the very minor experiences that we've had, we have taken it down, or we've never published it because usually I run it by them first.
I think
you've
run across different experiences than me. Every sexual experience I run across, I think it's the guys wanting to publicize. They would want to publicize it.
For the record, we are in very, very different spots right now.
I'm not talking about my current spots.
I'm talking about you, Woody. No one from your past is going to call you up and say, "I can't believe you shared about that."
Well, why would someone from your past share?
First of all, there's a completely different dynamic here between a man and a woman.
Okay.
Okay. Second of all, typically, my experiences are way closer to the dates that we're talking than yours are. Yours have taken place 30, 40 years ago. How can it be way closer
when you've told me that it's been a year since you've had a sexual encounter?
Because, after those encounters, I'm talking like a handful, maybe like one or two episodes of this podcast where I feel like, we talked about a situation was involving someone.
All right.
But anyway, I'm worried that in some situation, I don't even know, it could be just a subtle remark that we make, not even related to me hooking up with someone. It could be just like us talking about sex and someone being triggered by it. We're entering treacherous waters.
Okay, you know what I tell you?
What?
Worrying is a waste of an emotion.
Okay, so what I wrote is that is there a way to talk about sex without hurting people? And then the following question is even more interesting. Is there any way to stop hurting people in our society with sex without talking about sex?
Oh, you're getting deep.
Now that is it.
Yeah. How are we supposed to, if we don't talk about it, then you're going to hurt people by not talking about it. So in effect, you're going to hurt more people by not talking about it than if you do talk about it.
Bingo.
So we should talk about it.
With compassion, with wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with care.
I've never been in a situation or heard about a situation with you where you haven't been that compassionate, empathic person. If anything,
even when I am being that way, I can be ignorant at times.
And you know what you do?
What?
You apologize.
I know, but even then, it still hurts someone. Anyway, so that's where my mind has been as our podcast gets closer and closer to becoming a TV show.
Oh, just more and more people will see it, and more people might be in some way hurt by it.
Yes.
Even if we don't know them.
Huh?
Even if you've never met the person.
Correct.
Yeah.
And for the record, it also puts me at risk of like being canceled and shit.
I hate that being canceled shit. That's a new term. I never had to worry about being canceled before.
I also hate it. There is merit to it.
What?
Because some people should be called out for
like
their
what
shit.
Louis C.K. Yeah, that kind of shit should be canceled.
But I'm just saying, we're entering treacherous waters.
Who are you being worried about being canceled? What are you saying to people?
You're constantly people are constantly bashing you on TikTok and shit.
I don't give a shit if they bash me. Let them bash me.
All right.
Is that cancel when they tell me that I look? No. What was the
No,
reason?
but if there was a big cohort of people
No,
that
I had
followed...
a question about this, actually. I told you I had a question about this. What does this mean? 9 out of 10, they got dino nuggets. What the hell does that mean? I don't know what that means.
I don't even think that's a guy trying to cancel you.
It's not a guy trying to cancel me?
I don't know what the fucking dino nuggets are. I don't know what you did to suggest that 9 out of 10 cougars have dino nuggets.
I just simply asked if they prefer kittens or cougars. Now, they're on my TikTok page, so they all say cougars. And if they say kittens, they get blocked.
Oh, my
Okay, I'm just
God.
kidding about that. But, I mean, obviously that's a very hot topic right now.
Yeah.
And I like to hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the dino nuggets idea.
Anyway, all these ideas are worth considering. We shouldn't just be going into,
Are you a fearless man?
No.
Be fearless.
No, it's not about being fearless. It's about acknowledging your fear and choosing to act with wisdom moving forward.
All right. Well, don't point your finger. Do not point your finger at me.
I was pointing up to the ceiling.
What does our manifesto say?
Fuck the haters.
Fuck the haters and give no shits. Okay.
That's I am starting to.
You're going back on our manifesto.
Yeah, because sometimes it is worthwhile to give shits. It's basically being a considerate person.
I know. I'm not. It's not like you're not going to give shits and mean hurt somebody. But if you have something that you like to talk about, you should not be afraid to speak about it.
I will. We just have to be very conscious of.
Well, it's too late for that.
Other people's feelings moving forward as well.
We're using most of our already recorded material. So
well, I mean, luckily, we have been very conscious of people's feelings as much as we could be.
I think, if anything, you belittle yourself way, way more than you belittle any other human being on the planet.
I agree.
So I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay. Well, that's where that movie sent me spiraling to it.
I don't know. That sent you spiraling? That is such a far-fetched thing that if you were ever in that situation, that would never occur to me in a million years.
Oh, in the movie?
Yeah.
Luckily, I've never been involved in a situation like that. However, this is, they're related, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
The discussion around sex is a challenging one.
And do you think
sometimes.
that has something to do with your balls?
I don't know. I wonder if no, I think the balls has to do with the masturbation.
Okay. You know what time it is? We got to lighten this fucking mood. It is time for Mom's News.
Mom's News. Mom's News.
Mom's News.
All right, this is the segment of the show where my mother shares earth-shattering, groundbreaking, need-to-know news What's the news today, Mother?
I got some news, and it's not from. I usually get my important news, which is the Mirror and the UK.
The Mirror, a UK tabloid?
Yeah, we're not. I know this is actually TMZ.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, some Chinese officials have rolled out a whole new way to test for COVID-19, and it entails bending over and spreading them. Something we can now see in a test run. And so they show a video of this of a guy in China who is wearing like the nurses get up, and he has like a long Q-tip, and he put a dummy, like not a real human, bent over, pulls his pants down, and sticks a swab right up his ass.
It's very extreme.
I know. So it says you might have heard of this by now, but you haven't seen it quite like this. Check out this video.
Why not just the oral swab? Why are we going anal?
The doll, which is weirdly wearing pajamas for some reason, is bent over with its hiney out in the air and its arms spread out, almost like it was getting checked for weapons at a prison intake session or something. Eventually, the scientist goes in, and then the guy dips the swab in the saline solution, standard practice for this methodology, and then inserts the cotton end into the hole. He gets in there pretty deep, an inch or so.
Okay, I don't want to hear any more about it.
All right, no big, right? Not exactly. While some Chinese experts insist the anal swab test is much more accurate at detecting the Rona, a lot of people aren't too happy about the surprise screenings they are being subjected to at airports in parts of northern China, including the country's capital, Beijing. I mean,
wouldn't mind this.
You would not mind it?
Accuracy, if you stick something in my ass, I think that's fine.
Why? Because you get a more accurate test?
Yes.
Okay.
And a little cleaner asshole. Can you imagine the shit that comes out of it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What if you stuck something in and like a gerbil or something popped
A
out?
gerbil? How about actual feces?
You know, they have to be pulling feces out.
Oh,
What the hell is that all? Well, is it better than boogers? When you stick out your Q-tip up your nose, with boogers, I'm sure, are coming out like crazy too.
How about just the oral swab?
You never know what else can be coming out. Food and whatever is in your mouth that's left over. Ugh.
It's just the whole thing. Sometimes I think about the people that are analyzing the test results.
Can you imagine
they take
the
those
stuff
swabs
that they come out with?
Oh, the shit that the smells.
Oh, the smells.
I can't. That is we should be more appreciative of those people.
I just recently, speaking of smells, did another TikTok video about dental hygiene. And I got to tell you something. The more I think about it, why can't people just brush their teeth?
Why are you talking about dental hygiene on
Somebody
TikTok?
asked, after with this person for a period of time, like we married to someone, you stop, what do you do if your partner just stops taking care of their dental hygiene? And I went off and said, it's disgusting.
Why?
Who wants to kiss someone that hasn't brushed their teeth in years, or sometimes it's brown or yellow teeth or black teeth? I saw one guy who was missing teeth on both sides.
I'm more concerned about what is going through the person's mind to want to stop brushing their teeth.
That's
if
what
they
I'm
were
saying.
once brushing their teeth.
It's a reflection on how you treat your entire body.
I think that's right.
You have to keep brushing your fucking teeth. It's disgusting.
By the way,
yeah.
We should mention something. We're talking a lot about anal right now.
Yes.
So we know someone close to us is having some anal difficulties.
Okay. Yeah.
And I
recommended something.
I overheard you recommending a solution.
Well, so this person was having some anal issues as far as I think that like some
blood in the feces.
A little blood in the feces, and that could come from. People get really scared when they see blood and they think they got cancer or something coming out. But it usually 9 times out of 10, and I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. 9 times out of 10, it relates to fissures, which are little cracks in the anal opening there.
Anal fissures.
Anal fissures, which are they're associated with hemorrhoids and all that.
Yeah,
it's like cracks in the.
Pushing too
You're
hard,
pushing too hard,
get a rip down there.
But it also comes from dryness, and I've also extrapolated in my mind that whenever I smoke weed, everything gets dry. It's not just your throat gets dry.
I mean, you're doing extrapolations from your mind.
I'm thinking to myself, it affects your nostrils.
You're telling me when you've smoked weed, your anal opening gets dry?
I'm thinking it does. How
do you know the dryness of your asshole?
Does. Oh, yeah. It's a dry asshole. And you know what I recommended to this person who had a fissure, who I think had a fissure?
Dun, 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 dun.
Uber Lube to save the day. I
Uber
recommended
Lube?
Uber Lube.
I
Yeah.
can't believe that you're recommending Uber
It's a
Lube.
cure-all for every ailment. Vaginal, oral, anal. This is my favorite lube, and I recommended he stick it in his ass.
It is meant for anal sex. It's great for anal sex, great for oral sex. If you're looking for a lube, this is our favorite luxurious, high-grade silicone lubricant made with just a little vitamin E to leave a nice velvety finish.
And if you got a fissure, stick it in there. See what happens.
It is
As it is, I found out later, it went away. The bleeding went away. Uber Lube cured all.
Oh my God!
Now, don't I want to make a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. If you really do have some
and
blood,
Uber Lube is not billed as this like a solution to
it's
anal
not
fissures.
like as good. You can also try a little antibiotic ointment, like Neosporin or something like that too.
Okay, but can we just talk about Uber Lube for a second, since this is a
Uber
fucking
Lube to save the day. If you want to get the best lube in the world.
Why is it so good?
I just like because it's just enough of a slippery slide and it's not too gooey. There's no taste. There's no smell. I just like it. It's a perfect lube.
And it comes in a beautiful bottle.
And it gets measured pumps and you can put it on even on places like your hair because it gets rid of frizzies. I'm telling you, it's a one-stop shop.
I love this. If you're running, you start chafing.
Yep, put it there
too. Put a
too.
little Uber Lube. It prevents you from chafing. It's absolutely phenomenal. And my friends, you can get 10% off and free shipping when you use code MOM, M-O-M, at uberlube.com. That's U-B-E-R lube.com. Use code MOM, 10% off.
Yes, tell them I sent you.
Yeah, tell them that your asshole has anal fissures and you're trying to fix it. By the way, can we talk about scents for a little longer? I'm getting so into my own bodily scent.
Oh, my God.
I don't understand.
You know what it is?
What?
You don't shower, and therefore you smell.
Bingo.
So
That's exactly
have you ever
what's
thought
happening.
of using what's called native deodorant?
I have thought about using native deodorant, Mother, because they have a new unscented deodorant. First of all, it's better for sensitive people like me with sensitive skin.
And sensitive noses.
And sensitive noses. You're not getting shoved with pine needles in the face, even though I love their scented deodorants as well.
Right.
But the unscented one allows you to control how much of your own BO you want to expose to the world.
Not only that, but I like it when a man has a natural scent.
I love my own musk, Mother, and
I'm
this
so
allows
glad.
you to smell some of it.
Well, Native also cares about what you put on your armpits.
Oh, yeah, as do I.
You think about it. It only has the ingredients that you've actually heard of, like coconut oil and shea butter. You can subscribe to Native, and you'll never have to sweat about running out of deodorant again. What's worse than running out of deodorant?
Was that pun intentional?
That was intentional.
They're extremely good to the environment and to animals. Almost everything is vegan.
And it's risk-free to try. Why wouldn't you just try it? Every product comes with free shipping within the United States, plus free 30-day returns and exchanges.
All right, so my friends, make the switch to Native today by going to nativedeo.com/mom or use promo code MOM at checkout. You'll get 20% off your first order. That's nativedeo.com/mom or use promo code MOM at checkout for 20% off your first order.
You'll love it, you little sneaky freaks.
You sneaky freaks.
And beyond deodorant, have you ever thought of using something called soap?
Yeah, I've thought about using soap.
Yeah, soap usually works.
You showered in my shower recently.
It was unpleasant, and I could see why you don't ever shower there.
Why?
First of all,
wait. Too many things just
first of
passed.
all, whoever heard that when you take a shower, you have to open up your window in order to get air in your bathroom? That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, and it was below zero.
I'm sorry
not really.
that I don't live in a beautiful fucking luxury apartment, and instead I live in a little hobbit hole that will start getting mold if you don't open the fucking window.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you, it is not the most comfortable thing to have 30-degree blowing wind.
Today I had a rainstorm. It was a rainstorm
While
going
you're
on.
taking
I had to fucking. You have to have another. You have a curtain on both sides of the tub because the water starts getting into. So it was raining and the fucking wind and the rain is coming through the window into
Very
the shower.
uncomfortable situation over there. I don't even understand how they can put this. You should get money back for having to deal with that.
I'm ready to move out.
I think I can see why you're ready to move out in the retirement home.
That's exactly right.
I bet you they have nice, comfortable showers.
You didn't
Probably
explain
with
why
rails
the fuck
and
you
everything.
were even in my shower.
I'm in your shower because for some reason the city of Los Angeles decides they don't need to upgrade all their wiring and everything. So when there's a power outage in one area, which apparently came from like some sort of subway incident where they had a cart that crashed into a train and knocked out all the electricity, they kept saying they're going to fix it. They're going to fix it. And 4 days went on before they finally fixed it.
Without electricity for 4 days.
And I had to hang out at your place.
You felt like, would you say you felt like an Amish person?
No, I felt like someone who did not have a home.
Oh.
That it was comfortable because I couldn't even use the phone. I couldn't use the
You
internet.
came to my very comfortable home.
You were very hospitable.
Yeah. Would you say you were comfortable or no?
I would not say it's a very comfortable living environment for 3 people, me, you, and Dee's. It's very small, and the shower is horrendous.
Yeah, Dee said I couldn't bring a woman back there if I ever was interested.
He didn't think that was appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
unfortunately,
we have
I've
the
never
dog,
had to figure that out.
Unfortunately, you haven't. Have you never had a woman there?
No, I have.
Yeah. So what are you talking about?
Well,
If you're the guy
like
that
a
you are,
long-term.
yeah.
What the fuck? If you're the guy that you are,
That's I'm saying. I'm giving you a compliment right now.
what?
They'll follow you anywhere.
Oh,
They should. I disagree with
I
these.
thought you were going down the line of if
No.
you're the guy that you are, they understand. Well, he lives kind of like a monastic in a
No,
in
you
a
got that
monastery.
Zubaton or what's it called?
The Zafu. A lot of my apartment is taken up by meditation cushions.
Yeah, and meditation cushions, and also a lot of books that have to do with spirituality. I've noticed.
Oh, this brings me to the
Oh,
segment of the
no.
show called Cam's Uppers.
Cam's Uppers is the place to be. Fun living is a life for me.
This is Cam's Uppers, the segment of the show where I could share with you something very near and dear to my heart, something I've been pondering and pontificating on, something that has made my mother very
Nauseous.
nauseous.
Yes. Nauseous.
Or
Bored. Oh, downright exhausting.
I don't understand why Cam's Uppers makes you nauseous, bored, and downright exhausted.
Sometimes they do. And I hope this is different.
Look at you, like tucking your feet
I'm
in
preparing.
underneath
I'm
you.
preparing for the onslaught of some sort of boring ass, philosophical, deep.
You're lucky. I'm sparing you because I was gonna get involved with finite and infinite games.
No,
But I didn't. I decided
thank
not to because I
God.
don't feel qualified enough to read to
I'm
tell
so
you about it yet.
finite and infinite.
But don't worry, that's coming in the next couple
Oh,
weeks.
shit.
I'm getting very into finite and infinite games.
Oh,
Anyway, in the meantime, you have a choice. This is like a choose your own adventure situation. I can tell you a tale of 2 wolves, which is based on a Cherokee, a Native American story. Or I can tell you the story of Thich Nhat Hanh watering seeds. And so one of those is whatever's up to you. But,
I
choose
will
wisely.
say,
They deal with the same wisdom,
I will say though
Yeah.
that during our meditation class that we were doing online,
Yeah.
you got a compliment from the meditation leader by saying your question was so good, she's going to use it in the next time that we meditate together.
I knew you were going to bring this up, and it literally feels like a mom bragging about her kid.
Do I feel like a stage mom right now?
Yes, you're like at the kitchen, the dinner
Either,
table.
I can't win with you. Either you tell me that I put you down and I embarrass you, or
When have I ever said that?
oh my God,
Put you
told me
down and
that
embarrass me.
I pathologize you.
No,
Oh, yeah.
you don't do anything except you gave me a big scar on my ankle by putting on 2 socks that were too tight for me when I was 5 months
All
old.
right, this is a grudge you've been holding along with a lot of other
Since 5 months old.
since 5 months old. When you did have very pudgy ankles.
Anyway, which would you like to hear, Mother?
I like the first one.
the wolves. The
Yeah,
tale
because
of 2
I already
wolves.
know what the other one is. It is kind of boring. So let's go.
All right. So this is the tale of 2 wolves. Also, it's brought up in a lot of mindfulness classes, but maybe you'll be interested in this.
Okay.
Okay. Probably not, but here it goes. This is the tale of 2 wolves. One evening, an elderly Cherokee brave told his grandson about a battle that goes on inside people. He said, "My son, the battle is between 2 wolves inside us all. One is evil. It is anger, envy, jealousy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. The other is good.
That's
It is
it?
joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The grandson thought about this for a minute and then asked his grandfather, which wolf wins? The old Cherokee simply replied, the one that you feed.
Oh, that's deep.
That's a little
Oh,
deep.
it's sort of like the exact same one as the other one with the little seedlings.
That's exactly why I said that both of these would
So
qualify
basically,
for
you
what
have to
I'm-
choose if you're going to be good or evil. Done. Thank you for Cam's
Which
uppers.
wolf? Which wolf are you going to feed?
Of course, it's the good one. Who the fuck's going to feed that
Not
negativity?
always. Not always.
Me?
Yeah, you. Not always.
Always.
No way.
I'm an optimist.
You feed that little fucking wolf, that wolf of fear, of
Anxiety.
envy, of anger.
Very rarely.
Yeah, you feed that of false pride.
What? What am I, Yom Kippur services right now?
That's the holy day of the year for Jews where they repent for all their sins.
Yeah. What are you starting with that?
I'm just saying,
false pride,
I think
xenophobia. What the fuck?
If you were to really slow down and get mindful and watch your thoughts, you might see that you're feeding some of the
Well,
the
I mean,
evil
who is
wolf.
Mr. Cherokee? I mean, who's perfect that doesn't occasionally go down the rabbit hole of negativity?
I know. I've been observing myself, and I will tell you something.
What?
I'm fucking feeding
The negative side?
the fucking evil wolf.
Well, let
all
go
the
of that.
time.
Don't do that anymore. You just fed it before when you said you were worried about being canceled.
What? Well, why? I can acknowledge the fear
All
and then
right.
choose not to feed the wolf.
Okay, I like that. All right, Cam's up versus.
God damn it! I don't end mom's news at a specific
Well,
time.
Mom's news is always funny, sexual, weird.
This is interesting. This might make our listeners feel much more wholehearted. That it can guide them to feeling peace. Watering the seeds of peace in their life.
All right, but once you've
Are you
acknowledged
sure
that
I
you should.
shouldn't get involved with the Tignaton?
Yes, I'm sure you should not because it's the same thing. Watering the seeds, watering the feeding the wolves. Okay, we got the idea.
All right.
I think we're time to move on to some listener questions.
All right, we got a bunch of listener texts over here. We love when you send us texts. Obviously we are completely unqualified to answer any sex-related questions, but we're going to give our best. And if you want to get your sexual question answered,
Especially by unqualified people, send them to our way.
310-356.
3920.
It's great. It's great, mother. We got a question from Amanda. Have you ever masturbated or had sex in front of a mirror? I've come to find it very hot to watch yourself.
Oh yeah, and if you don't, as a woman, you're missing out.
How about as a man? I fucking love that shit.
Well, no, because like a man, you could see that thing from a mile away.
Oh, interesting.
But women, you can't really see it unless you get it literally in front of a mirror and look down there.
Oh, I don't even think I'm looking at the genitals necessarily when I'm
What are
checking
you
myself.
looking?
The rest of the body looks quite nice.
They're not talking about that.
What do you mean? You think
Masturbating. What are you looking at your stomach?
yeah, I'm looking all over the place.
Oh, for crying out
Why
loud.
not?
What? You missed the whole damn idea of this.
I wouldn't say.
What?
I'm, like,
Who's
just-
looking? What are you looking at?
who
Your
gives a
shoulders?
fuck?
Your
I'm
hair?
Looking at my dick. Who cares?
What do you mean? Who cares? That's supposed to be a turn on.
It's not.
Well,
It's my dick.
You're
I see it all the time.
Well, that's why it's different for women because women cannot see down there.
Yeah,
Unless
it's
you
very
sit.
interesting.
Do you
to me.
know how many people, when they give birth the first time, they don't even look when their baby's coming out because they can't stand looking down there.
Wow.
I remember when all my babies came out, they brought a mirror, except for Jessica because it was a C-section. But you and your brother, they brought a mirror over and you could see the baby coming
Oh,
out.
really?
It's fascinating.
Wow.
It's actually kind of nauseating, but it's fascinating and nauseating at the same moment.
I can't believe this. We had completely different interpretations of that question.
I don't know how you could have not interpreted it that way. She said masturbation.
I work out. I like the way I look. Why can't I look at that when I'm masturbating?
No worries. No, I'm not saying you shouldn't. You should. Whatever gets you off. You sit there and look at yourself. Oh,
It's better than looking at my dick.
flexing. Well, okay, but
I mean, my dick is involved in the thing.
oh my
It's not
God.
also not like I'm just like I'm constantly doing this.
For our listeners, how many of you guys are standing in front of that mirror looking at your shoulders? Right? looking at their
My
neck.
fucking flexible shoulders. Okay, here's we got a question from Jacqueline. How should I approach asking my 4-year-long boyfriend to try new things and actually speak during sex? Early in our relationship, we established I was clearly the one with the higher sex drive and far more sexually experienced. It has always made him uncomfortable, and he has even said, "Why are you so obsessed with sex?" That leads to me never, ever suggesting or even voicing wilder things I would want to try. Are we just not a good match? We make good partners for one another, but have zero sexual chemistry. Unfortunate. I would say that's fucking unfortunate.
It's unfortunate, but it can be changed.
It can be changed.
Totally.
Can you change it?
Just, well, obviously, the easiest and probably most effective would be go to see a sex therapist together.
Okay.
Short of doing that, though, I mean, outside of the bedroom, to be able to have a normal discussion with someone is really important.
You should not be ashamed of your sexual desires or libido.
No, it's a very important part of your life and a relationship.
Yeah, you should express that outside of the bedroom and tell that person, your partner,
and tell him how he made you feel. Was it a he or she?
Yeah, because there might be resentment there.
That tell him how it made you feel and made you embarrassed and feel shame, and fed that fucking wolf.
Evil wolf.
You fed the evil wolf.
Yeah, you should. Don't let this squelch.
And the last part about not having sexual chemistry or whatever that was, that can grow. You just got to try new stuff. Yeah, that can grow once you start communicating. That's probably the reason there's no chemistry, because there's no communication.
In my life, it is crazy the amount of I've learned about my desires. Early on in my sexual life, I had no idea that I was interested in this type of experience in the bedroom or something like that.
What are you finding out?
Well, it's just they're like more subtle things that most people would think is normal. But I think that I developed into a much more sexual person when I was able to open the conversation and.
Well, you're also doing a comedy sex podcast where you're talking about sex all the time with all these different guests and sexologists and porn stars.
No bearing on it.
I'm sure that had something to do with you being much more involved with it.
We'll see. All right, we got a question from Rachel. Have you ever watched Bridgerton? I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. Obviously not me, because I very rarely watch TV.
Yeah, I watched the first episode.
What did you think?
I had some good sex scenes going on in there, which of course always is a plus in my book.
Not enough to keep going.
It had to, unfortunately, whenever I watch anything with the British accent, I need to put on the subtitles.
Oh my God.
Because I don't understand what language you're speaking.
Oh my God.
I need to have him slow down, or I need the subtitles.
All right, next question.
It isn't. So basically, it's not a Peaky Blinders.
So basically, you decided it was too much with the subtitles?
It was too much trouble for me, and also Dee's would not have any part of it. So we kind of have to have a consensus, because we only have limited watching TV time, and we like to watch together.
Oh.
Right now, we're in Your Honor. Oh my God, that Bryan Cranston, that guy can act.
That guy can act. All right, we got a question from Spencer. What is the best bullet style vibrator on the market? Hands down, FemFun's Ultra Bullet. Couldn't recommend it enough.
Oh, I mean, there's something to be said for the straight up bullet. I like the bullet because it just hits the clit and that's it. You don't have
Ultra Bullet by FemFun.
It's a nice size.
It's got extreme power.
Yeah, and power is important.
If you go to femfun.com/mom, you can get a 20% off discount. How'd you like that?
That's phenomenal.
It's a perfect Valentine's Day gift. Anyway, let's keep moving on with these questions, shall we, Mother?
Yes.
This is from Joshua. What sex, relationship, LGBT movies, and TV shows do you and your mom recommend to watch? Do you have any thoughts, Mother?
LGBT?
Yeah.
There's some real good. Well, I mean, they're not specific, but for example, Animal Kingdom has a relationship that's awesome. Mm-hmm. So is Shameless.
So does Schitt's Creek.
Pretty much every show right now has some sort of a gay couple in it, or the idea about being, straight or gay or whatever.
What about movies?
I haven't seen that many movies lately.
I loved Y Tu Mamá También.
Oh, jeez.
What?
It's so old.
I know, but of LGBTQ community
I see what you're
movies,
saying. Yeah.
I think that's a great one.
Well, I guess Call Me by Her Name. But is it Call Me by Your Name?
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh yeah, that's heavy duty.
I think that's on my list. All right, let's keep moving on to Charles' question. What are your thoughts on a solid, committed relationship working around genital herpes? It's a very common problem, and yet very few people are willing to discuss. Please let me know what you think.
We have discussed this on many episodes.
Especially the one with Jupiter Slut.
Yeah.
Highly recommend listening to that one.
I would say just go back and listen to some of those episodes. But like I said before, the most important thing would be to talk about it with any partner you're having, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, because one of the people in the relationship has genital herpes does not mean that the relationship needs to end or needs to be stifled in any way. You just talk about it. You work out a solution between the two of you that allows you to have safe sex, and that's about it. Moving right along, Jim asks, how often is common for a male to masturbate?
Okay, you got to listen to our episode with Mort. It's called Mort Comes 4 or 5 times a day. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's way more than me, which is maybe like
once every year.
Every three years.
Yeah, I think it's a personal thing, and the main thing to do is really figure out if it is affecting your life. If it like any obsession could be, if it affects your life, you take and examine it.
Let's finish up with this wonderful question from Tony. Yes, good morning. I have a question. I'd like to know, when can we meet Karen Lee, and could we spend a night together if we match?
Tony, as soon as possible.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You have high hopes for your relationship with Tony?
Tony, the tiger, let's go for it. ASAP.
All right. Okay. We want to thank all of the sneaky freaks that joined us on this month's Sneaky Freak Fiesta.
Oh my God,
over
yes.
Zoom.
Our Patreon party. We had such a fun time with you guys.
That was a fucking blast.
You know what the problem is?
What?
There's so many sneaky freaks out there that I want to meet, and they don't come on our Zoom Patreon parties. We need to see you guys.
Yes, we love the core, and we'd love to keep growing it.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to participate in our monthly Zoom calls, hit us up at patreon.com/sextalkwithmymom. And I'd like to read a review. Thank you so much to all the people who have left us ratings and reviews. We got a beautiful one this morning, Mother.
I know. I love it.
This one came from Max. He says, hi, guys. Love the podcast. Listen to it every day at work and up to number 167 so far. I really appreciate the relationship you guys have and think it's great you do what you do. Just saw a recent clip of Cam with long hair. Looks great, man. Rock it. Excited to hear the rest of your adventures. If you're ever in Australia, hit me up. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much, Max.
Max, I'm going to hit you up because I love Australia.
And I love the fact that you are checking out my long hair and you think I rock it.
Max, have you checked out the picture of him with his clean hair or dirty hair?
That is a good question. I'll take it either way, Max. Anyway, we love you guys.
We do.
Thank you so much.
Sneaky little freaks.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead of you.
Can I say something else?
What?
I have been wearing my Sneaky Freak long sleeve shirt, and I love it. It's so comfy. I would love everybody to have an opportunity to get their Sneaky Freak gear on.
Yeah, you can. Just go to sextalkwithmymom.com.
And you'll see how there's a merch tab, and you can get it right there.
Right at the top of the screen.
And if you get yourself in a picture of it, no matter what it is, tank top, underpants, anything.
Underpants?
Well, whatever. We would love for you to post it on Instagram. We will repost any pictures that have to do with Sex Talk with My Mom or Sneaky Freaks.
Alrighty. Thank you, guys. Love you to the moon.
And let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and having a Q-tip up your little anal E. Opening E.
Oh, my God. One more thing, we always like to give a little shout out when we come across other sex podcasters that we like. In this case, we met some friends who have a dating podcast.
We met these women at a podcasting festival, and they are a riot.
We hope you guys enjoy this little trailer of My Worst Date.
This is My Worst Date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
And I'm Christina.
Join us for My Worst Date, a podcast where we share your dating nightmares with a dose of true crime, friendship, pop culture, and gems like these. The boyfriend I had when I was 19 had a machete in his room. So,
oh my God, of course he did.
Of course he did. Yeah, they're like, swords are wall art. And you're like, they're not.
They're not.
They're really not.
That doesn't look cool.
No.
Get yourself a Fight Club poster like everybody else.
Join us as we laugh through the awkwardness of dating and dish about shame receipts the way only best friends can. And I completely realize he isn't right for me. There are a lot of valid reasons, but then he also intentionally farted on my cat.
No. Available anywhere you listen to podcasts or on our website at www.myworstdatepodcast.com. Cheers!